Hello and welcome to this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. I am Tharindu Amarasekara.
And I am Megara Vijayamana. This is the sound of profitability. The Colombo port has been designated as the world's fastest growing port for the first quarter of 2024 by Alphaliner. Alphaliner is a leading shipping industry research publication. The recognition came after the port reported an astounding 23.6% growth rate.
Alphaliner is a leading research publication focused on the maritime sector. The port has enabled Sri Lanka Port Authority in generating revenues to the tune of $50 million during the said period. In addition to the port sector, the aviation services in the country have also increased by 25% during the quarter 1 of 2024.
Colombo Port City announced that 2 regulations have been gazetted for commercial operations, namely offshore banking and offshore banking prudent management and confidence. These 2 gazettes and regulations will be giving the confidence to the investors that the money they invest in Colombo Port City will be safeguarded.
This will reinforce the fact that Port City Colombo is economically ring-fenced against domestic macroeconomic challenges, enabling prospective investors to directly transact in designated foreign currencies. Like in Singapore and Dubai, investors will experience the opportunity to gain higher trading freedom and full capital and profit repatriation with attractive tax exemption incentives. It is also expected to further strengthen the global investor confidence and promote increase of FDI inflows into the Sri Lankan economy.
The Colombo stock market began August on a high, even though investor sentiment remains low, judging by low turnover. After 5 days of losses, the active S&P SL 20 index gained by 0.5% and the benchmark all share price index gained by 0.3%.
High net worth and institutional investor participation was noted in Haley's Fabric, TJ Lanka and Sampath Bank. The retail interest was noted in Brown's Investments, Dialog Asiata and LOLC Finance. The consumer durables and apparel sector was the second highest contributor to the market turnover, mainly due to TJ Lanka and Haley's Fabric, while the sector index increased by 1.82%.
Sri Lanka's worker remittances in the first half of 2024 saw an increase of 11.3% according to the State Minister of Finance Ranjit Siambala Pittiya. The total number of foreign remittances received in this time period is $3.1 billion.
The remittances in June were $519.6 million, up 9.2% from the same month last year, according to official data. The remittances have risen continuously after the central bank gave up a parallel exchange rate regime which compelled most expatriates to switch to informal undial and hawala money transfer methods. The island nation witnessed a 57% jump in remittances coming through formal banking channels to $5.97 billion in 2023.
Now it's time for the corporate highlights. Richard Peary's Group, one of Sri Lanka's largest and most diversified conglomerates, has recorded a profit before tax of rupees 1.75 billion rupees for the first quarter of the financial year 2024-25 with a profit growth of 281%.
Despite volatile domestic and global economic factors, Richard Peary's Group has shown strong resilience. The retail sector operating profit grew by 35% compared to last year's first quarter, mainly driven by strategic initiatives, and the plantation sector also recorded a 61% uptick in operating profit boosted by the increased yield and price advantages.
Cybers Incorporated, the fast-growing global cybersecurity firm, has announced that it has received a strategic investment from the Digital Innovation Fund managed by BOV Capital and powered by Dialog Axiata PLC. The global cybersecurity market is estimated to be more than $268 billion worth worldwide as of 2024.
Cybers enables enterprises to rapidly reduce cyber risks, achieve compliance and build resilience. The industry is expected to grow annually over 12.6% over the forecasted period from 2024 to 2034. Cyber's President Madhu Ratnayaka also stated that the focus is on expanding regionally.
And now for the international business news highlight.
US crude oil futures jumped 4% after the Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Iraq. This is due to the fears of a wider regional conflict in the Middle East.
US crude stocks decreased by 3.4 million barrels last week. Western Texas Intermediate, one of the type of oils and one of the main global oil benchmarks recognized to be one of the highest grades of oil, also saw the biggest daily gains since October 2023. OPEC Plus is expected to stick to their current deal on production and start unwinding some output cuts from October.
And that's it for this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. No matter what industry you may be in and what investment decision you make it with the right intel. We will see you next week.